It is Fiber Fright Nights in the Yarn Dungeon. This is just incredibly exciting on so many different levels because I typically wait until we reach the 100 Nights of Halloween marker, which is coming up very, very soon. But since I'm doing the entire tour of Tour de Fleece, 23 nights, it rolls right into the 100 night countdown. Actually, 3 of the nights overlap, and those 3 days are going to be absolutely crazy. There's just going to be a lot of things happening. So I figured, what's stopping me from having a few extra Fiber Fright Nights? There are really no rules. The only thing I like to do is pick a spooky movie to crochet to, or in this case, spin to. I did do my 100 night countdown a little bit differently this year. So in years past, I've picked 100 of my favorite horror movies, which seems like a lot, but I watched a ton of horror movies. Campy, psychological, thriller, sci-fi. Oh my gosh, yeah, sci-fi horror is probably one of my favorite. It's right up there with campy horror for me. So I have a lot that are at least 4 stars and up, and that's kind of my category. I'm like, anything in that range, it can make it into my 100 night countdown. I've been doing it for so many years. I figured this is the year I can shake things up. Not a ton, but I can take some of the movies that I've watched every single year back to back to back. It never changes. It's always on my list. I can take some of those out and add some new ones. And one of them that didn't make it was Killer Clowns from Outer Space. When you think of 80s horror, Killer Clowns is kind of right up there. A sinister 3-ring circus of sneaky gore. Tons of practical effects in here. As soon as we start getting a little bit closer to October, it is everywhere, from merch, decor. I feel like it's the combination of this movie was so campy and the colors. Blue, pink, green, neon in your face. Oh, there is something underneath here. I don't want to take this part off. This DVD was actually a thrift find of mine, and it is basically brand new. So we have the DVD there, the back pristine, no scratches or anything. And then on the cover, it has this where it kind of shifts from the clowns to the popcorn floating in space. Underneath it, it has, I don't want to bend it, it has the actual cover of the Killer Clowns from Outer Space movie. And I've thought about taking this off, putting it in a picture frame and using it as decor, but I really just love it how it's on here. It brings me so much spooky joy every time I pick this up off my shelf. So it's permanent like this. I have an hour and 26 minutes, which is wild. I thought it was a lot longer than that. Not much spinning time today. Maybe I'll go a little bit over. I was thinking about pulling out some of the other carnival movies that are on my go-to, but Bloodfest, that's on my list. Hellfest, also on my list. I really didn't want to cross over. I just wanted to add onto it. If I feel like I need more spin time after this is done, we'll do another walkthrough of the movies that I have. Just trying to look. Okay, nothing circus related or carnival related that I can see right off the bat. Willy's Wonderland, which is also kind of carnival, definitely on my list. I mean, it has Nicolas Cage. Campy horror movie. Before I get everything set up, I do have to show you my yarn from yesterday that is completely set and totally dry. So this is what has been inspiring me, chit-chatting all these days about Killer Clowns from Outer Space. This fiber right here, since it is completely set, I'm gonna twist it up in hank form. I'll probably put it on the mantle up there, right above the DVDs. Yeah, that feels right. And I'll let go. Tuck this in here. This is a lot thicker than I had planned initially, but you know what? You kind of just gotta go with it. Look at that. That's amazing. Lots and lots of spooky joy is radiating from this one. There are parts of it, because I am human and I don't spin all the time, where I can tell that it's been overspun. We have little bits right there, and other parts that is just super big floof. Personally, I think it's gonna look really cool in a pullover sweater. The texture, the characteristic in it, I mean, I'll never be able to make this exact hank of yarn ever again. Even if I try to do the consistency, or I do the thick and thin with it, I try to overspin certain sections and underspin others, it's still going to be totally different. It has its own personality, its own characteristics, but now I can just sit up on my mantle as decor and then grab the DVD next to it. That's freaking perfect. All right, so I'm gonna grab my spinning wheel, set that all up first, and then I will start the movie. This is gonna be an interesting spin because my consistency is set now. I mean, I have to match this first hank of yarn as much as I possibly can. I do that every time. One side pulls out and just wants to come unraveled. The other side does not. This particular braid, I'm finding that I need to rip it in like a couple of parts. Otherwise it's too much for me. It gets overwhelming. It wants to stick on itself, you know? So everything is set up. I'm just gonna get into the movie and start with the spin, and I will check back with you after the movie is done. I didn't even set my timer this time around, and my shoulders, I'm not saying they're sore. They don't hurt, they're not sore, but I can feel them, if that makes sense. I normally set every 20 minutes, and I noticed at about 45 minutes into the movie that I hadn't set my timer. So really I did like 2 rounds of stretching in between there, moving and everything. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go do a little bit of walking around and stuff after this, but this spin went really, really well. I don't know consistency wise how well it's gonna match up with the other one, but it's fine because look at that. And I was kind of playing around with the color too, trying to lay some of the pink with the black and the gray on top of each other. They kind of like crisscross on each other. And this is about, how much did I get finished? I'd say 2/3 of the braid is gone. This is not going to take me that long at all to spin up. Maybe another half of a movie and I'll be done, but I need to move around a little bit. I can't even work on that. I thought I was going to want more spin time, but yeah, it turns out an hour and a half is enough today. And so I'm going to listen to my body. I'm going to stop here. I'm just going to leave this one sitting out tonight. It's so freaking pretty. Yeah, I'm just really happy with how this turns out. I'm sure I'm going to say that about every spin. There's going to be something that I really like about that one. And then once this is completely spun up, I'm going to finish this up tomorrow. Then we'll set everything. I'm sure I'll love that hank even more than I love this one, but that's just the way that things go. This pullover is going to be amazing. Dare I say killer. Okay, so that is officially it for me today. Thanks again for hanging out with me here in the Yarn Dungeon, having a little spooky spin, and bonus, a fiber fright nights with me. Have a spooky rest of your evening, and I will see you back in the Yarn Dungeon tomorrow.